All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation, YouTube station? We're back, Christmas Eve edition of the Sunday Night Football Breakdown. I got my guy Hamwich, as always. First off, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone out there. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, watching this back on playback. We are about 20 subscribers or so away from 5,000. We are giving away an annual package. Once we hit that, our giveaway will be posted on our Twitter or X, as you want to call it nowadays, at SHIPIT Nation. So go on there. You'll check that out. And as always, we appreciate all the support we've gotten this year. Looking to keep it rolling, looking to keep the winners rolling. We had a great Saturday slate yesterday with that NFL two-gamer there. A lot of close calls, myself included, up there towards the top. Need a couple things fall my way, but Hamwich, I'll bring you in, man. Happy Sunday. Merry Christmas Eve. How we doing, man? You in the holiday spirit? What's going on?
Yeah, no, what's going on? It's Christmas Eve. It's not Christmas Eve anymore. Yeah, looking forward to today's game. Be with some family, watching some football. Doesn't get much better than that. Got an interesting game. Should be a slow-paced game tonight. We're going to dive into. I think we can find some winners with all the injuries we got, so ready to dive in for sure.
Yeah, not the greatest nightcap here to this Christmas Eve, but hey, you'll have good food, family. Hopefully the kids will be downstairs playing whatever, and it'll be adult time, right? Drinking some beverages, watching some football. Obviously, great festivities going on Christmas here. We got 9 NFL game slate today for the main slate. Obviously, got this night game. We got a couple NFL games tomorrow on Christmas, and obviously, always we got the NBA on the television for basketball. Our guy Title and Hebrew did break down that main slate tomorrow for NBA, I believe, as a quick hit right here on this channel. So definitely check that out if you guys are playing NBA tomorrow. Again, we always love a little gambling, right? How much a little gambling with the family around, right? Obviously, Christmas, family's important, but still got money to be made, right? In the DraftKings and FanDuel lobby. So looking forward to that. As far as this game goes tonight, 35.5 is the total here. Denver 7.5 point favorites at home here. Man, a lot of injuries, right? Injuries riddling on the New England side, right? Hunter Henry's out. Ramondre's out. I believe Juju Smith-Schuster, Dumpster, whatever you want to call him, is out as well. So that leaves, right, Devontae Parker. You got Demario Douglas. You got Mike Gesicki, right, down at as a cheap guy. You got Farrah Brown as the backup tight end there. Pretty interesting overall slate here. Let's start with the captain position as always. You got Russell Wilson up at the top, right? 17-1 for him. Let Russ cook, as they say. I don't know what kind of cooking he's going to be doing on this Christmas Eve here. Maybe some takeout, maybe some DoorDash, as the guys were joking on the Sunday morning show. But where are you going for the captain position? Because I mean, it's pretty interesting. You got Bailey Zapp at 3.2 or 13.2K. In a script where you have to expect he's going to be chucking the football around, right, as the total and the spread indicates. So pretty interesting to see where you're going, Captain Sot.
Yeah, this is a unique game for me because just looking at the slate, Nades, I mean, I don't think I'm going to have any Patriots in the captain slot. I just don't see a scenario where they can win this game. They're without, two of their better players, if not their best players, and Stevenson and Henry. And then you got the great wide receiver out of USC, Juju Smith-Schuster, going to miss another game. I just don't see it. The Broncos, they need this game. It's a must-win game for them. Patriot season has been long gone. My favorite captain is going to be Cam Sutton, 16.5 in the captain hole. I really like Cam Sutton tonight. Would be my favorite. My second favorite would be Javonte Williams at 14-1. And then, third obviously would be Russ, I think is fine. Normally don't do it. I don't think we've done it one time all year, and this is not going to make a lot of people happy, Hoop included, but that Broncos defense, 8,100, it's a gross price, but they're going to get after this Patriots team. I think it's a bloodbath in the Mile High City. So give me that Broncos. That's my fourth favorite defense tonight, and no Patriots for me. I just don't see a scenario where they're optimal tonight.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be a little contrarian. Me and Tam will kind of think about these showdowns the same way, right? I feel like the masses, everybody, especially on Christmas Eve, right? People are sitting around with their family, getting lazy. They'll probably be a little intoxicated building these lineups for this show. And I think there's going to be a lot of groupthink, a lot of similar type thing. And people are going to go in here and just jam these Broncos like everyone else. I mean, it's only a 35.5 point total. Is it crazy to think on this one game sample, right, with Russell Wilson led offense, that this game script can't flip? And that's kind of the route I'm going to take. Obviously, Denver 4-2-5-1s are going to be the popular route, even 3-3s. I don't mind throwing a Patriot up in the captain spot, especially if a guy like Juju is out, or not even if he's limited. Demario Douglas at 10-2 should get a ton of volume. I like him up there. I like Devontae Parker, the two wide receivers, right? You got to think, as the script indicates, these guys are going to be chucking the football. And Pop Douglas has been shown to have a ceiling, right? Earlier this year, middle of the season, he was getting reps in there. And if there's not a lot of scoring, Pop Douglas goes out there, catches maybe 6 for 80, 90 yards, maybe a touchdown, right? At 10-2, that can get you enough. And then you can run it back on the other side with just the floor plays, right? Guys like Russ Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams, things like that. One contrarian way to go as well, throw Zeke in the captain spot, pair him with the Patriots defense in the flex, right? Just flip the game script completely. Who knows, right? Denver 7.5 point favorites at home here. Maybe Zeke, right? Zeke's been heavily involved in this offense since Ramondre, right? Getting all the receiving. He's had at least 5 targets in the last 3 games in the passing attack, 17, 22, 11 carries the last 2 weeks. Maybe the game script flips, right? And you find Zeke up there, Patriots in the flex. So I have a little bit more interest in a couple of these Patriots captains, right? Zeke, Demario Douglas would be my favorite captain from the Patriots side. Zeke would probably be 2, and then Devontae Parker would be 3. I do have interest in those guys. From the Denver side, definitely no Russ Wilson captain for me. I just don't like quarterback captains too much, especially with no rushing upside there. So that's especially not going to go to a guy like Russ here. Don't expect Russ to cook, right? That joke is fully overblown, but you get a lot of good laughs over the Twitter spaces of all the people making the cooking means, man. Sometimes you don't even let the chef in the kitchen if he doesn't know how to cook. And it's hard for a guy like Russ, who's not a chef, to be in that kitchen in the first place. So definitely out on him. Cortland Sutton, I think, is going to pick up probably the most ownership from the Denver side. So I do like Cortland Sutton, but I think I prefer Javonte a little bit here. Javonte, really good running back, did definitely let down last week against Detroit, right? But he's gotten right around 15 to 20 touches, getting a couple targets in there. And as the script indicates, right, he definitely should be in line for a lot of the bulk line share of the carries here. An interesting piece from that as well, right? If you are flipping the script like I plan to do in a couple builds here, go to the New England side, right, and flip and say, hey, New England keeps this close, possibly potentially pulls this game out. You could look at a guy like Samaje Perine, right? Because if Denver starts to trail, Perine is going to be heavily involved in the offense, especially in the receiving aspect, right? You look at those games where they were close and trailing, 7 targets, 5 targets through the passing game, a lot of dump offs there. So that's more of a flex play than a captain play for me, though. So to round out my captains, I'm going to go Zeke, Douglas, Parker, Javonte, Sutton is kind of how I'm going to go with my 5 captains. Those are definitely my 5 favorite captains. Go ahead and break yours down, and then we'll jump into the flex here, Ham.
Yeah, captains for me would still be Sutton is going to be my favorite. Williams number 2, Wilson number 3. I'm going to go Broncos D number 4, and then I do like your Pop Douglas call at 10-2. I mean, I'm not going to get there. I mean, the most points he scored, he blew up and had 14.4 points. And so I just don't see the ceiling on him, but he would be my favorite. I will be shocked if any one of these Patriots are in the optimal on captain.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be different here tonight. I just think the masses are going to go to the Denver side, and it's a 1-game sample, low total here. I get it is in Denver here, but we've seen this multiple times throughout the course of the year, right? Nobody thought that game was going to go the way it did yesterday with the Steelers and the Bengals and the Steelers. Mason Rudolph was chucking out there like he was primetime Tom Brady. So I'll take my chances. So definitely a little bit different there. But, hey, that's why we get on here and do these shows. We talk through it. So definitely a little bit more contrarian route I'm going to go here. I just think people get extra lazy on the holidays here, Hamwich. And I just think it's a good leverage scenario. And I'm trying to win all the money. So I'm fine losing if that means – if my script goes right and I'm chopping significantly less, have a lot more share. Title always talks about it's not how often you win, it's how much you win when you do win. And that's what we all play for, right? That's the life of the GPP player. So that's where I'm going to go. In terms of the flex position, obviously a lot of the same guys apply here. Your Broncos slappy take there, which is definitely interesting. Broncos, Hamwich is back on the defense captain, which I think is I got my own takes for that, but I understand the play. Broncos is 5,400 in the flex, priced above Will Lutz, who's 5.2K, and then you got Chad Ryland at 4.8K, and the Patriots defense at 4K flat here against Russ Wilson, and the Patriots defense been okay. I mean, 8, 6, 7, 5 can definitely get some pressure on the quarterback. Definitely have a decent secondary, right? So talk on that, and then you got value guys, right? You got Kevin Harris, who is going to be the backup to Zeke there at 3K flat. You got Samaje Perine as basically the pass catching receiving back for Denver at 3.6K. You got a lot of these value plays, right? Start with Mike Gesicki, right? Denver ranks stone worst in the league against tight end. Gesicki's going to get the start there with the Hunter Henry news. And then you got Pharaoh Brown as a punt there. So talk on some of the values and definitely hit on the kickers and the defenses there in that mid tier.
It's going to be tough for Gesicki to catch any passes tonight when Bailey Zappi's throwing from his back. But good luck to all the Mike Gesicki truthers out there that are playing Gesicki. Just messing with your nades. But yeah, obviously the guys that I like in captain would play in the flex as well. Some of the guys, the lower tier guys, certainly like the Broncos defense. Typically, when a defense gets that expensive, they're a good fade. And if you're like Nades and going to the Pat side, I think the Broncos is a good favorite for me. I think they're just going to overwhelm this New England team, missing several of their key offensive linemen. So no thank you there. So love the Broncos flex and or captain. I also like Will Lutz. I think the Broncos – they're not slated to score a whole lot of points. So, go 20-20 between the 20s and the kick field goals once they stall out. Can certainly see that. Devontae Parker, he's going to have to play every single down for this Patriots team. And similar to Pop Douglas, he's going to be out there. And if he catches, 5 for 75 and falls in the end zone, then yeah, he's going to be a good play. So don't mind Devontae Parker at that price. The Patriots defense and kicker. I was looking at Ryland, who I believe is kicking, even though he missed a chip shot last week. I don't mind them because I do think this game is going to play a lot slower. I don't think it's going to be a 27-21 type of game. I think it's more of a 17-14, 14-10 type of game. So I think these defenses and kickers for both sides are viable. Then you touched on Perine. He's going to catch passes. Now, granted, they were down the whole game against the Lions, but he played a bunch, caught some passes. And then kind of one of the guys that I really like down low, or two of the guys that I, would like, for Patriots if I needed them would be Tyquan Thornton and at 1,200 and Jalen Reagor at 200. I don't think we'll need the savings, but both of those guys are going to play. They played a lot last week. Not very good players. Obviously, Reagor is a former number 1 pick, taking one spot ahead of Justin Jefferson. So he's $200. Theoretically, they should be down. And I don't mind them just for the lack of options that we have on the Patriots side. But for me, it's going to be heavily geared towards Broncos, 5-1s, 4-2s for me tonight on the Broncos side. One person I did want to ask you about, Nades, and I didn't touch on him. Oh, the Kevin Harris kid. 4 touches last week. He did get that, one long one. I actually stole the TD from Zeke. Any interest in him? I won't play any Kevin Harris at 3K, but interested to hear your thoughts on Kevin Harris, or if you even thought about him.
Yeah, I mean, let me just look real quick here. I mean, I don't really have a ton of interest in him. I mean, if you do think, right, the Patriots kind of get stomped here, which it seems like you do and everyone else does, because just looking at one thing, about 46 to 50% of the lineups right now are going to be 4-2 or 5-1 Denver builds. So if half the field is going Denver heavy, I'm really fine just jumping to the script and going. I mean, 15% of the field is projected to go for Patriots in a build. So right there, I mean, is a way to get different. Even going to 3-3, which is definitely the common route, right? Probably 40% of the teams or so are going to go 3-3. But I think those 3-3s are going to be with a Denver guy in the captain spot. So building a 3-3 with a Patriot in the captain spot, or a 4-2 Patriots build, or even a 2-4 with a Patriots captain. Any Patriots captain, I think, is going to be underowned here. That's kind of the script I'm going with. Kevin Harris, I mean, I guess he's fine at 3K. I don't love it. I'd much rather go with a guy like Mike Gesicki, right? Denver just ranks terrible. And if you think, right, you love the Denver defense here, you think, oh my God, Bailey Zappe's going to be counting stars, counting the stadium lights, right? I mean, you got to expect he's going to be getting the ball out quick, or at least trying. And how do you do that with young quarterbacks, right? Inexperienced quarterbacks. They rely on their tight ends, especially against the team, right, that can't guard the tight end. Bill Belichick, as old as he is, right, he's still a smart coach. He's going to have his staff, right, realize, okay, Denver can't stop anyone. Obviously, Patriots have utilized the tight end all season long. Obviously, a guy like Hunter Henry, but Gesicki still has shown upside in the past. Obviously, with his time in Miami, he was solid. So I do like Gesicki quite a bit. I'd just rather drop down, save that $1,400 and go to a guy like Gesicki. So not really a ton of interest in Kevin Harris. They just really like to lean on Zeke. They've shown that the last couple of weeks since Ramondre's went down. Zeke's been the pass down guy, as fat as he is and as bad, whatever you want to talk about Zeke. But he's still basically getting the lion's share of the carries and snaps and everything. And it's hard to ignore that. So not a ton of Kevin Harris love for me personally. But overall, I do think that was a great breakdown. I just think it's interesting. 15% of the field or under wants to go with 4 Patriots in the lineup. It's a one-game showdown. We're all playing for first place. So if 50 to 60% of the field is going to be heavy on the Denver side, I'm really, like I said, I'm definitely interested in going with 4 Patriots, or even 3-3 build with a Patriot captain as a way to get different here. I think enough of these guys can get there, right? A Zeke, a Zap, right? Bailey Zapp at sub 9K. Expected, likely he's going to be chucking the ball a ton here. He just carved up Pittsburgh, right? A tough defense. Yeah, he threw an interception, but he had 3 touchdowns, right? He's a gunslinger out there. I mean, this guy's got nothing to lose. Go out there and chuck the football around. Your team's not going anywhere. You're not making the playoffs. Go out there and just fire the football around, right, to guys like Pop Douglas, Devontae Parker, Gesicki, things like that. So I do like that. I like the Patriots defense a little bit. Again, contrarian, flip the script, pair them with Zeke, maybe a Zeke captain, Patriots defense, because I think you do see a lot of Javonte and the Broncos defense. So again, just going to the other side, little things like that can get you differently. But the big thing that stood out to me was 60% of the field is going 4-2 or higher on the Denver side. So play for first place sandwich. I think that's just that's one thing that stood out to me. Another value play I do want to bring up, little Jordan Humphrey for Denver, 2.4K. Him and Marvin Mims are fighting it out. Jordan Humphrey's actually outsnapped him last week, I believe. He's $400 cheaper than Marvin Mims. Both of these guys I basically put in the same bucket. I would probably at most one of them. I really don't want to play 2 of these guys down here at all, right? Below, like from Kevin Harris and below, outside of a guy like Gesicki, I really don't want more than one of these guys in my lineups. I just don't think you need that much salary saving. I don't know if you have a take on that or not. But I just usually make a rule in my optimizer. Right? We use the solver over here at SHIPIT Nation. I usually do at most one of these punt guys, just because I just don't like to build teams that way. You still got to get everything else right once you do get the punt right anyways. So I just try and limit builds like that. But I don't know if you have a take on that or what on these cheap guys hit on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many cheap guys. I was just trying to build some teams while you were talking. I don't think we'll need the savings. I mean, I like some of the lower, like I said, like the kickers and the defenses. So for me, it's not going to be a matter. I'm going to actually leave some salary on the table tonight. I do think that this game plays under the posted total, which isn't very high to begin with. I still think it goes under. So I don't mind Rieger. I don't mind Thornton. I don't mind Parker, who's not really a low price guy, but he's lower. And then the kickers and defense for the Patriots is kind of would be the extent of where I go. I mean, if Zeke catches another 7 or 8 balls, he's just going to beat me. I'm not banking on a old, washed up, slow running back to catch 8 passes again to beat me. But if that happens, I'll do the old hoop, close the laptop, and then go to bed and wake up with Santa in the morning.
Yeah, wake up with Santa in the morning. But no, I think we broke it down good. Like I said, my stand is I'm going to be heavier on the New England side. Just take a chance. 1 game sample here. The entire industry, entire masses, definitely the common, the public. Going to be tipping those drinks back with the family. Probably sick of the kids crying, running around screaming at this point anyways. Get in there and just press some buttons. And I think they're definitely going to be pressing Denver heavy. So just flipping the script there is an interesting way to go. And you still got good plays on this Patriots side. Volume plays, right? Pop Douglas, underpriced. Bailey Zapp is cheap for what he's going to be doing. I mean, he's averaging right around 15 DraftKings points per game since he started. So I don't hate that. I just that's kind of the stand I'm going with. What's your final takes on this show before we get on out of here and go enjoy the main slate and Christmas festivities, man?
Yeah, I think I made it pretty clear that it's going to be Broncos for me, 5-1s, 4-2s. I don't think. Let me just look again. I don't think I'm getting above Devontae Parker. I may get to Pop Douglas at 6-8. Don't mind him. But no Zeke for me, and then no Zappy for me either. Yeah, and it's definitely Broncos defense night in my opinion.
All right. Well, get the chalkboard out. Hamwich is drawing you a chalk story right now. So good. One of us is going to win. One of us isn't going to win. But, hey, hopefully at the end of the day, a SHIPIT Nation members at the top. We see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. Again, if you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button in the comment section. Drop your favorite score prediction, your favorite captain, your optimal captain. We'll take a look at that, and maybe Santa Nades and Santa Hamwich will come out and give y'all a free month if you guys guess the score or you guess the optimal captain down in the comment section below. But as always, Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays. We appreciate y'all tuning in each and every week so far on these shows, on all of our other shows. We appreciate the support over here at SHIPIT Nation. For Hamwich, I'm Nadesify. Good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. Let's ship it.